about the big things, so say make we talk about the small things, so
Good morning, my good people. My name is Richard Bini. This is the EnviroGyst on Quest 93.1 FM. We'll not come back to the studio again to talk about small things.
Local friend, I see they work for African Center for Environmental and Rural Development, and also with us in the studio this morning is
our guy. Not sure.
The only man in this Nigeria, in this country that can take more than one year leave.
You are welcome back.
You know, say people don't they ask where you. So I didn't know that you have this kind of public, true public image.
Seriously,
I want to tell you to kindly vie for presidency in this country.
Can you imagine? But it could depend on the political party.
Oh shit! And with this rate, people they ask where is he? Any political party we will pay money for him to come and join them.
I mean, all right, welcome back, Oriakuba. All right, this is the EnviroGyst on Quest 93.1 FM. As usual, we'll not come back to talk about the small things. Our top partner, Madam Ayo Okotie, the Ajala herself, she said we wish all of them very well. And this is the end of the month of the country.
Yeah, of course, everything that has a beginning
has an end. And gradually we are going close.
Okay, when you say we, who are who? Where are you going close to?
All of us are going close to the original self-contained.
The original one?
The original.
Don't tell me the 6 feet of God, me and not the die.
You know the die?
No, with all these years, when they tell me say there's eternal life, what am I doing with myself?
I'm not the life still one room.
No, see, you must go see. My grandpa said if you cannot take care of a room and parlor, you cannot take care of an estate. So you must live your life very well to take care of that self-contained way you want to enter, so that you go and enjoy the many mansions in heaven, as we are told. All right, once again, this is the EnviroGyst. Our topic today is traditions and humanity. But first of all, before we dive into the topic of today, get something we want to bring to the notice of the public.
Yes.
All right, so Mr. Fred, in 30 seconds, because we know
that's not possible. Hello. Anyway, good morning, listeners. So, as I mentioned earlier, my name is Noko Fred, and precisely 2 days ago, I live in Okogbe, in Ave Maria.
Okay.
And precisely behind my house, I have a property that is 100 by 100. One side of it has a very low fence.
To continue the fence what they did before?
Yes. So while this was going on, some boys from EnviroGyst precisely stomped the place.
Okay.
Chased the boys that were doing this foundation digging. Chased them. One was holding a knife, pursuing the guy. And then the boy has to seek shelter in my compound. And this other guy that was pursuing him banged on the gate terribly, then left. So we went to meet them. What is the problem? They seized the shovels that these boys were using. 3 shovels. And as I speak with you people here this morning, the shovel is still with them. On that same day, I got in touch with the president of the EnviroGyst, and who also is the president general of Ogo Kingdom. And I told him that this is it. He tried his best in the way to what's the word now?
Solve the issue.
So he told me that was 2 nights ago precisely, that yesterday morning he was going to get across to me. He would have talked with the boys. Then he would get across to me yesterday morning so that I can go and pick up my properties. I waited for that call throughout yesterday. I didn't see. So I called him around in the evening, towards the evening. He didn't take it as well. So I left it. So this morning by 8 o'clock I called him. And he said, okay, yesterday when I was calling him, he was in Assam. I was busy in a place where he couldn't pick my call. So I asked him, are you still in Assam? He said, no, he's back. Did I send somebody to the village yesterday? I said, no. He said, okay, I should send someone to the community this morning. That when the person gets there, the person should give him a call. And we'll see how he can resolve the matter. Okay, so that was fair enough for me. So I sent a young man to go to the community this morning. And he went to the community, met with the chairman, the youth chairman, and the boys who gathered there, who actually acknowledged that yes, those properties are with them. He tried to reach the President General. He called him several. He didn't take his call. He got back to me. I called the President General several. He didn't take my call as well. I sent him a text messages that this my man is there as he had advised, and that he should take this course so that we can solve the matter. And then he didn't get back to me. Even up till now, he had not gotten back to me. So I think the man I sent there, the guy I sent there, had a brain with that. Okay, the president general probably will be somewhere. He'll be somewhere. So he took a bike and he went to the place. Lo and behold, he was there. And he confessed to him that actually he has been seeing the calls that were coming, but he didn't take the calls because, in his words, I tire for the matter. If I tell the boys where they give you, go say at your president. Tell your bank, say, make it go meet them. Make it go negotiate with them. Any amount where they tell and make it pay, make it carry property. So that is where we are currently as at this morning.
Okay.
Now, that property I bought with my money and I paid for it, it is my property. And there's a subsisting law in this state, in this particular Delta state, that says what they are doing is wrong. We have spoken about it severally on this program. So that is where we are. I want to believe that there's still some error somewhere, and that by the end of today, my properties will be returned to me. I sincerely hope that by the end of today, my properties will be returned to me, and I will have peaceful access to my property, my land, and do whatever it is I want to do with it. Except there's something else that the government wants me to do before I can do that particular thing.
It's okay, no problem. Thank you very much, Mr. Fred, for bringing this up on the program today. Because to separate fights, separate quarrel. So we don't try to separate the quarrel, but it seems that that is not working. But like you said, let's hope by the end of today, they will be reasonable enough to return my property. So let's give them that benefit of the doubt. So the matter now is traditions and humanity. This what you talk just now, so it's even still fall into this one. Maybe not tradition. It has been a tradition, wait.
I don't just know. To link it to tradition would be an error, a very big error.
What is tradition?
This is a misnomer.
No, Mr. Fred.
Are you telling me that if you have a couple of people who are engaged in incest, therefore it's a tradition?
If it takes long,
it becomes a tradition.
It becomes a tradition. That's how we have so many practices in our tradition today.
Tradition usually is timeless.
If you look at it from another definition of tradition, which is a ritual, what is believed and what is practiced continuously. This one are practice when they practice for
a very long time.
So
it is because people like you and I.
Tradition naturally is a long-term practice that does not have. You cannot actually pin a date to its beginning.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but I can tell you for free that this particular thing we can pinpoint to where it begins.
Mr. Fred.
No, but
if we don't stop this now,
of course, you and I agree on that. We must stop. That's why we're
if we don't stop it now,
yes,
it will now become a tradition. The way
now they get you. It will not because it's a futuristic thing. So we want to stop
because
it
for a very long time when they've been practicing it, nobody they give. They say, okay, no problem. I just give them and they go ahead now. That is why they think it is their right. So it now looks like a tradition. So if somebody does not put a stop to it, if somebody does not put a stop to it, a definite stop to it, it will continue. So and children in these communities see what their elder brothers, their fathers, some of them are fathers, and they see what they do. Because they go, nah, this now, and they don't know that they are traumatizing these children. Before you know, the children they grow up to become what their fathers are right now. You understand? And people start to see it as normal.
I refer to that this Ugeli community has lost a lot of monumental projects that should develop it, but I even worry. Because everything you find in Delta State, all of them started in Ugeli. NNPC started in Ugeli, Share started in Ugeli. Why did they leave? Why should I be in your community and I want to develop a property that you develop your community and you tell me I must come and pay money for me to do that development?
And the money no be small money.
Why should that be?
Now one of the guys there will come that they say, bro, see no say you be senior man, I slap you.
That's what I tell you that day.
Seriously?
Me, entity like a But so let's go into the topic we are supposed to discuss today. We've used up over 12 minutes in this conversation. So Oriakogba, you get one of my colleague a woman, they say for their community, they do feast and festival. And sometimes she specifically said, in their community, you don't commit suicide. If you commit suicide, it's against the law of the land. So,
no, I think that is almost universal.
We're talking about tradition and humanity now, all right?
Yeah.
So it says, when that happens, the community comes together and say, this is an abomination.
Of course.
And there's a certain ritual they need to perform to cleanse,
to appease the
gods, which is African. Yeah. So, and in that time, women are advised not to come out during this specific time, that time frame where they want to carry out the cleansing ritual.
Yes.
So women are not advised to come out. If you come out, anything what you see, you will bear. And that has been the norm in their community. Now, we want to tie this to, though it has become a little bit still, but we need to discuss it. Maybe some other persons have discussed it before now. But we want to tie this to what happened in Osoro.
Okay.
So, I asked Endurance, what is tradition? Who creates it? And why is it important to man and his environment that day? So we say, okay, let us bring it to the public. So we'll all discuss it and people will call in to also give us their own thoughts, their own view
of what tradition is.
Of what tradition is. So, Mr. Endurance, what is tradition?
Okay,
who creates it?
Tradition, as long as there are people, as long as human exists, there must be tradition. But there is automatically a tradition in a place where people stay. Now, what is tradition? Tradition is a belief system. Is a belief system which a particular people used to operate, which they used to regulate their culture, their way of life. So this tradition, sometimes they transcend from generation to generation. A generation may not know how wetin make their forefather bring this belief when they take they operate, bring this thing wey go regulate their culture. They may not know. For example, some tradition in my village, I no even know who create am, but they just born me because he say this belief,
and you are living by it.
So I am living by it. That is tradition. Who create tradition? Tradition was created by our forefathers. Now men I create tradition.
And there's a reason why they did that.
Yes, there is a reason why they did that. And sometimes traditions, the origin of traditions, if you check them, if you study about tradition, you see say it is tied to deities. It is tied. It is sometimes some.
But that's your own opinion.
Yes, that is my opinion. Why will I say that? Because if I get village, and my village get tradition, and as a young man, I dey question some traditions. I go dey ask questions. How this tradition take happen? Then they will come tell me say e get one deity wey dem dey call so. He speak to our chief priest that time. Our chief priest come say make dem no do this thing for this river. So that becomes a tradition to the people. So we when they come as children, they will come tell us say no go that river so day, maybe a market day, no go this river. Then we will come dey ask who bring this thing, who tell us say no go this river. They will come tell us say now one of the chief prince that time he speak to so Ogume. The Ogume come tell us say no go this place.
Let me cut it short there. One of the chief priests,
yes,
who could probably also have heard from God, the way most could heard from God. Yeah, is that correct?
I will not want to say that.
No. The thing is this: Endurance has tried his best to conceptualize what he calls tradition. It has a lot of anomalies in its conceptualization. Yeah, because there's an attempt for you to tie it into to deities, which is not correct.
No. I said some of the traditions.
Yes, tradition naturally. In a lot of ways, they are not actually created. It is just the happenings. We are a community. We live in a community. We just believe that this is the right way to do certain things based on our belief and our exposure at a particular time. So when we keep doing it that way, it becomes a tradition. Really, it is not created. We just discovered that this is how it should be. Done.
Okay.
So it is mostly like the laws of nature. They are discovered, they are not created. The law of nature is that you do not, have, romantic stuff with your children. It is seen as
An abomination.
Yeah. So it is. We just discovered that because it's not just within the human race. It's also practicable in the animal kingdom. A dead lion will not eat another. A lion will not eat a dead lion, no matter how hungry that lion is. That's a law of nature. Do not kill. It's a law of nature. So these laws have been embodied in the Bible.
Except the circumstances warrants you
to kill. Yeah. So there's a law that says that as human beings, you must not eat another human being, right?
But some people.
Of course, those are that is an anomaly. There's a word for it.
So those people who adopt that,
yes,
we see them as some people who
the deviants.
But if you check this thing now, Mr. Fred has rightly said that traditions is a nature thing,
natural
thing. And he has given examples that a lion not the chop lion, dead lion. And humans not the chop humans, and humans not supposed to kill humans. That if we are to tie that to nature, if we are to tie it to the nature. Let's tie it to the nature for now, which I do not totally agree with for now.
There are exceptions, so it's not going to be 100%. Even in the animal kingdom, you find that even the lion, in some particular instances, a lion could eat a dead lion. You understand? But they are just the exceptions.
So with that explanation, and nature sometimes might even dey break nature. So we cannot tie tradition to nature in that regard alone.
Yeah, okay. Because let me, yes, to an extent you are correct. Now, in the course of your, trying to define tradition, you mentioned a case where, due to our belief at a certain time, where we say that the spiritual head of the community would say that such do not do such because it has been revealed to him in the spirit, right? It is there. Now, you also understand that in certain ways, traditions are created, right? Created in the sense that, for example, it is a patriarchal world. And so we have not just in Osoro, in so many communities in Uroboland where certain cultural festivities prohibit women coming out. You understand? It's not just in Osoro, it's in everywhere. Nearly you hear it now so many times.
No.
So those such traditions have been created, and by who? By the opposite sex. It's not the woman that says that because there's going to be a cultural festival tomorrow, women should not come out. It is a man that decreed it as a function of his superiority to the other sex.
Now let's look at something. Probably maybe the process does not need the you can use the word, let me break it down, stain of blood. Yeah. So you cannot determine when a woman sees her rag day. Right? So for that purpose, just stop all women from participating in this process. Is that possible?
Yeah, it is possible. It is possible.
Yeah.
Again, it is not the woman that is saying here. It is not the woman that is talking here.
Even in the Bible,
yes,
which some person said all norms and laws emanated from probably. Even in the Bible, it's stated there that if a woman they are acting, you should not go close to the
idea of patriarchal society did not begin in Africa. It's a universal thing.
That's what I am saying.
Exactly.
We're saying the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So it is a clear statement that please, because of this, women should not participate in the process.
Exactly.
Good. So now,
even in England, it took centuries before a woman could vote.
So well, yeah. Does that make it right? Because we are hinging this discussion on what happened in Osoro. though it has been managed to a reasonable extent, persons have been arrested and all that. But does that make it wrong that the festival, which has been an age-long practice of the people of Ozoro, should be abolished? Yeah.
No, I've read in the media where certain persons were advising the state government, to ban that festival. I think that's a misnomer. It's an error of opinion.
That's why we're discussing this.
So it's an error of opinion because, first and foremost, let's ask why. Why is it that the Ozoro festival has gained such traction? Why? It gains such traction because a sizable population of the people in Ozoro are non-indigenous, taking into cognizance that it is a university society.
Yeah.
You understand? If that same thing had happened in Igwide, for example, you probably will not have heard about it. You are hearing this today because it happened in Ozoro, which is a fast-growing community that is also a university community with a lot of strangers in it. I can bet you for free here that very likely the people that expose that particular thing are not indigenous. They are not.
Okay.
They are people from other societies who frown deeply at it. But the question is this the first time it is happening in Ozoro? The answer to that is not. It has always been happening in Ozoro. It has also been happening in other communities where such things are prohibited, where women are told not to come out during such cultural festivals. So why are we not
somebody said they did not announce it in the school. They did not.
It shouldn't. It has nothing to do with being announced. Why should it be announced? Why? If you say it should be announced, it says therefore means you are saying that you want to continue with the.
No, but well,
for this matter, so even God say, in the days of your ignorance, I the Lord will pardon you. Those ones when they ignorant because the information was not gotten to them, and at the end of the day they were probably harassed. If we are to look at it from that standpoint of ignorance, I would say the persons that harass them had no right. They don't get any right to harass them.
For me,
they don't get any right because they were probably ignorant that day was.
Now, excuse me, Mr. Fred.
Okay.
There's also a video I watched where a very well-dressed lady who happens to be a nurse, I believe she's a nurse. She was going to work, and all those masquerade. I think this happened in the East. All those masquerade, Tokari, Beta, Kennedy, Waskulu, woman, Florida, Beta, Gota. That is a practice in their own culture. Yeah. So now, does that make it right? Because you said women should not come out. Now this woman is going for, she's seen as somebody who carries out essential services. Yes, as a nurse, she's going to work, and you just carry cane, flog her. Is that correct?
No.
That's part of this tradition we are talking about.
That is why I want to. I'm responding by saying that your tradition should continue, but you need to modernize it. You take a look. We are no longer in the 18th century. We are in the 21st century society, where a pin drop
resonates
all over the world. So, as long as I will not, support the idea that the festival should be banned, I'm also telling the people in that community, in Ozoro and all other community that has that same set of rules in their culture, to strip them off. What am I saying? Practice your culture, but you must not harass anyone.
Infringe on the rights of some other people.
At some point, Ozoro was a small community, was a village.
Not the cost.
Go and sit down. At some point, Ozoro was a village. I mean, take 50 years ago, where was Ozoro? Very likely there's no road passing through Ozoro.
Na life. Na uta you so.
Go sit down.
No see.
Very likely there was no road passing through Ozoro. But today there's a dualized road passing through Ozoro. There's a university in Ozoro. There's, every day people are trooping to Ozoro. either to go to school or set up business or want to live a free life. So you must recognize that because your society is growing, there are certain things that you used to do, you cannot do them anymore. And it doesn't apply to only Ozoro. It applies to every other community where they have that rule that such a cultural festival, women don't come out. No, you must modernize.
So
you must remove that aspect of it.
What I'm understanding from what you are saying, sir,
yes,
is a land that is pure breed, no people from outside. A tradition can be well practiced in that type of environment without causing harm to other persons, because everybody for that time when Ozoro never really developed, 70% or 80% probably will be
Ozoro people.
Yes,
even 90%.
So they know where.
So the few people that are there that are not indigenous at the time understand perfectly what it means, what the tradition means. So they could, in some ways, actually abstain from coming out.
Yeah.
Okay, but today it's no longer.
It's not like that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's legal intervention because we hear say don't arrest some people. Is legal intervention necessary in some cases, or should changes come from within? Like you said, we need to modify these practices, these cultural practices.
Yes, that is why I say the tradition, the cultural festival must continue, but you must remove that aspect where you harass women. You must take it away.
And even people who are not from your community.
Yeah, should also participate in your culture. If I mean, how do you, for example, you go to Canada?
You can also serve as even tourist attractions. If you get to
what is culture about?
You see this. People always want to go to Calabar.
Why not?
The Tinapa thing and all that.
Yes.
So you can as well do that in your own place. You've not heard that in Calabar when they carry out that festival, they harass women and people have been molested. No. So you are advising that some of these practices should be, reviewed, modified, and all that. Now, this action that they took, is it necessary for them to use legal action?
In a way, yes.
Yes.
In a way, yes. Why do I say so? Because there has to be something called deterrent, all right, to stop others from behaving. If your neighbor, the son today, whom you know very well, that does not have a means of income, all of a sudden has bought a helicopter, you want to ask, what happened? And if the society does not do anything, does not do a lot of findings, and even see whether that man has been involved in some kind of criminal stuff, and that child will do the same line.
Yeah. It becomes a norm.
Right. So at that point, it becomes difficult to deal with. Now that this has come up in Ozoro, those have been I must say that those that have been arrested, there should be in-depth investigation to establish that culpability, that they are actually involved in the act. Where anybody is innocent, it must be set free. Where the person is able to prove his innocence. So that's why I'm saying that you must investigate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not just a blanketing that we have arrested 20 people, 30 people, therefore these people have no.
Okay, all right. So that's why we are here right now. Yeah, we're discussing it. And but let me pose one question to Endurance right now. Say, at what point does a cultural practice cease to be tradition and become a violation of fundamental human rights? At what point do you think? Because we've discussed a lot of things in just how many minutes now, but I just wanted to throw a little light on that, sir.
Okay. The point where tradition bridges morality. The point where it bridges morality. For example, what happened in Ozoro, it was a clear bridge of morality. It was a clear, will I say, penetration or disruption of fundamental human rights. So, for example, before the 1999 Constitution, before the Constitution was written, and before the chapter that clearly states fundamental human rights was written, there was tradition, and so, at that time, probably maybe fundamental human rights was not something that was known as it is today. So when a tradition bridges the fundamental human right of people, or when it does not consider to capture morality in it, it becomes it's not a good tradition, and it should be ceased. For example, it is inhuman for one to be molested sexually or assaulted during, for example, a festival, because they did not get information that today na the festival day. So at that point, tradition should be questioned. At that point, tradition should be reviewed. At that point, tradition should be looked at in another way, because tradition is something that we believe as a people. For example, we believe it to be something that should guide us, to be something that we should go in line with. And because we are human and we have morality in us, when we begin to see that this thing has gone beyond what we consider good, we should question it.
It's okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Adeola, and thank you very much, Mr. Fred. We've used about 30-something minutes to discuss this one. So let us give some few minutes to our listeners out there and even our viewers to also give us their thoughts on what tradition and humanity should look like. And if in your community, in your community, you think a practice that is done needs to be reviewed, you can just call us on the line and also discuss it with us. So my name is Siri May Richard Benin. This is the EnviroGyst, Quest 93.1 FM. So we're going to take just 30 seconds break and we will come back and open the lines immediately for us to hear your own thoughts on this discourse. Thank you very much and stay safe.